Hello and welcome. This is Jerome Shaw, host of the Open Palm Podcast, motivator, meditator, coming at you with a message from this beautiful book that I finished. It's called The Story of My Life by Helen Keller. And oh my goodness, the things that she was able to accomplish, being deprived of her sight and her hearing. But she was not fearing. In fact, there are so many obstacles she ended up clearing, and so many enlightenments that were steadily nearing, so many beautiful vistas within that were steadfast nearing, right? So I want to talk about this passage that I got from this book. And as we're taking a look, it pertains to the pranic journey. And you'll see why in a second. She talks about how when she was at Radcliffe, she was going to school, with other children. But she was in a school with other children that were not impaired as she was. She was going to school with children that had every advantage. But she was not to be deterred. She was not to be denied. And she discovered and uncovered so many things. The passage reads, "I remember my first day at Radcliffe. It was a day full of interest for me. I had looked forward to it for years. A potent force within me, stronger than the persuasion of my friends, stronger even than the pleadings of my heart, had impelled me to try my strength by the standards of those who see and hear. I knew that there were obstacles in the way, but I was eager to overcome them. I had taken to heart the words of the wise Roman who said, 'To be banished from Rome is but to live outside of Rome.' Debarred from the great highways of knowledge, I was compelled to make the journey across country by unfrequented roads. That was all. Before me, I saw a new world opening in beauty and light, and I felt within me the capacity to know all things." Now, I love this because it just accentuates and emphasizes the fact that you need not be doing what everyone else is doing. You need not be chewing while everyone else is chewing, right? We have this FOMO. We call it today FOMO, the fear of missing out. And I encountered this fear when it came from the fear of not putting something in my mouth, the fear of missing out, the fear of, well, what if I miss out on what everyone else is doing? Hey, Jerome, don't you miss the feeling of eating and chewing? Don't you miss that? And I had to ask myself, just like she asked herself, with the wise Roman who said, to be banished from Rome, to no longer be participating in what everyone else is participating in, is to simply live outside the bounds of their perception. But you can also redefine and bring about your own resurrection. For when before eating and chewing had become my own profession, now what I was doing felt like leaving that depression. As they say, depression, deep rest. I was in a state of deep rest, a state of sedation, right? Anesthetizing myself, like I was putting myself under, being torn asunder from within. And it felt like one of the most mortal sins to always be feeling like I was down. be feeling like it was easy to frown. But then when no one else was around, I could lift myself up. I could create my own luck. I could say, I don't have to be stuck. I don't have to be down, caught in the muck. Okay, so what? Right? I'm not eating and chewing. Guess what else I'm not doing? I'm not buying and cleaning and working with dishes. I'm not fantasizing about all of these unfulfilled wishes. Now it feels like I have energies for days. Now with the children, I feel like I can constantly play. Now the worries and fears start to melt away. Now the things that seemed bleak start looking okay. But the fear of missing out can get us time and time again when we look to our family, our loved ones, our friends. But just like Helen Keller says in this chapter, debarred from the great highways of knowledge, right? The ones that we didn't always learn in college. I was compelled to make the journey across country by unfrequented roads. So you are able to say, starting right now today, I shall walk my own path, and that is more than okay. For even if other people think that it's weird, even if other people have concerns and have fears, I feel that the way in my direction is clear. Because I know I'm the captain of my ship that I steer. Will you respond to the callings of your heart? Even if at times you feel you're set apart. Even if at times you feel that life gets dark. Will you let the love within be the place that you start? And will you let the path that you blaze be the trail that you chart? Not for anyone else, but for yourself. For at the end of the day, ourselves is all we have. And knowing this, you can at once still be glad. Thank you so much for listening and glistening, my friend. These have just been a few words, just freestyling from Helen Keller. Beautiful wisdom, timeless classic. So enlightening that she was able to surmount what many find frightening. Losing these senses, but gaining so much more. Could it inspire anyone? This world we can explore. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Keep that grateful, thankful spirit. And namaste. Have a beautiful day.